Welcome viewers, round 9 action here for Sim Racers Asia. We're at the wonderful Silverstone circuit. It's a busy weekend for this track here with the GT3s racing here. We've got the F1s live on Race Spot directly after this as well. So looking forward to plenty of action here. We've got a full grid tonight. It's a series that's going from strength to strength. I think we've got about 38 cars at the moment of what's going to be an exciting race throughout. Qualifying has already been. It will be a reverse grid for the top 10. Looking forward to seeing what happens there. With me in the broadcast as always, Jake Blackhall. Jake, I know you've got a sore throat, so we'll take it fairly easy on you tonight. Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, thanks, Brenton. Yeah, not feeling under the weather, a bit under the weather today, but it's good to be here at Silverstone. A lot of action here during this week, and a lot of lead up for some of the weeks to come here. This track is amazing. It's one of the greatest British tracks on the service, I reckon. It's a great track around the world, a lot of fast flowing sections, and qualifying was interesting before a 1 and a half hour session, which produced some very close tight field there, and to see the top 10 reverse may just provide a little bit of action like always, but at the moment just going through the weather, track 42 degrees Celsius, so hot track here as the guys are just getting warmed up for the race.
Yeah, and with the qualifying, it has already finished. It does go towards points, towards the overall round. So looking forward to seeing who did what then and where. Quick shout out before we do anything. Kevin Huang won't be with us tonight. Crazy Kevin there has gone out and had himself a young fella. So to Kevin and his girlfriend, Mrs. Wife, not sure, mate, congratulations to the both of you. Hopefully your son is rigid feeling well, and hopefully the other half's going well too. So lots of late nights coming up for Kevin. Hopefully he can get a little bit of sleep over the next 3 or 4 days.
A little bit of sleep will be needed. A brand new kid into the world. Congratulations to them. It's good to see the Sim Racers Asia family growing for Kevin Huang, and maybe in the coming years we'll see little Kevin Huang's son maybe racing on iRacing and battling with his father. That'd be pretty cool.
Can you imagine, Jake? You've just been born today. What's the date? The 14th of May 2016. When this young fella is 15, 16 years old, how far and how good will iRacing be in 15 or 16 years' time? I probably won't get that chance to see it of my age, but for someone like you, it's going to be amazing what it's going to be like. I know the progression's made over the last 3 or 4 years, but holy heck, we're talking another generation, and sky's the limit, whatever you do. So we're going to go through the Drivers' Championships as well whilst we're here. We'll go straight to the Clubman Drivers' Championship, where Alex Marshall from Apex Racing leads that on 184 points in front of Daniel Leet. I'm not sure if I saw Alex Marshall's name here tonight. I'm pretty sure I didn't actually. So there'll be no doubt a change there for the championship lead there. I just understand that Alex is away on holidays, so you won't be seeing the Apex Racing UK BMW tonight. So Daniel Lee, just the 6 points off Lachlan Crowe for Delta Sim Sport in the Mercedes. Martin Silvasi, last week's driver of the day. Jake, there's been some rule changes there because of that call, so we'll talk about that later on. Gary Cousins, Lance Hawes, Simon Jorge Sanchez, Min Park, Chris Pauly and Federico Tixiera for the Macau Racing team, back there on 90 points. We'll go to the Pro-Am Drivers' Championship, the overall lead, where Anthony Winkleman, who did such a good job last week at Brands Hatch in trying circumstances, put down a strong result. Second, I think he got last week, behind Lars Jeppesen. So he's got a 39-point lead over Simon Feigl, and amazingly that Simon did not race the first race, where Anthony Winkleman picked up 39 points while Simon wasn't here. So there's that 39 points. Tobias Cherney for Rensport Online, 246, is always going to be in the mix, and just the 8 points behind Simon. Kevin Huang for Archipelago, as we said, not racing tonight, and congratulations again. Mick Hammond, who was feeling crook last week, down into 5th after last week. Nathan Growden, Jason Bentz hasn't raced 2 out of the last 3. Zach Hanlon has progressed well and has found himself now in the top 10 in 8th position. Muhammad Ali Ishak from the disaster of what was a couple of rounds ago at Interlagos where he made that horrible mistake. Just picked up the 1 point there, could have been so much more. With Tim Jackson rounding out the top 10 if we go to the Teams Championship. And again, because of Mick Hammond being cooked last week, Laser Racing have dropped from first down to third. So Evolution Racing Australia have taken that lead now by 10 points over Green Hornet Racing, with the Laser Racing just the 16 points off the lead. Privateers in fourth. Archipelago Racing will be weakened tonight with Kevin Huang not here. Marquee One Racing Korea, Red Sport Online, Angry Birds Racing, Delta Sim Sport, and Eurasia Sim Sports will round out that top 10.
Yeah, interesting championship battles at the moment, especially Alex Marshall not being here for the Clubman Series, so that's going to open that championship wide up. And that 39-point difference between Anthony Winkleman and Simon Feigl, like you were saying, Brenton, is that whole one race that Simon missed. So we'll see how he gets on, but it looks like we're getting them formed up for the grid here. It's full lap rolling start. That's going to be interesting. So we'll see. Hopefully they can all get through, but an interesting qualifying session has really mixed up this top 10.
Yeah, it has, and we can go through that grid now because it was a reverse grid. So amazing, well, no, not amazingly, but Paul Lonergan would have been the fastest, it looks like, because he's got himself in 10th position on the grid. So that would be the pole, although it does...
I'm missing that. Got Jason Bent should be on provisional front row, but obviously hasn't joined for the second race.
He's here. Yeah, so I agree with you there. Tobias Cherney, ninth, and Zach Hanlon's dropped out again, had a disconnect. So plenty of dramas, and that's not good for our series-leading Evolution Racing Australia team that he's had another disconnect. I know Tim Jackson suffering the same. We'll keep going through. Lars Jepperson will start from 8th, Anthony Winkleman 7th, Simon Feigl in 6th. Now, the reason I'm going reverse is because this is how they would have qualified. Cohen Klodman, Nathan Grout and Zach Hannon would have been starting from 3rd on the grid. Mick Hammond and Muhammad Ali Ishak would have been starting from the pole, but would have had the 10th fastest time. 37 stars I've got, but we do have some issues. I said Zach Hannon has disconnected. I think he is on his way back in, so he won't be able to come out behind the safety car, so he's going to be dropping right from the start, unfortunately, but he will be, at least I've given that opportunity to get a race in.
Yeah, at least he's still going to get a race in. I'm just having a look through the field. Jason Bentz is actually at the rear of grid, and that's interesting because he did put down the 10th fastest time in qualifying, so something's happened between qualifying race where his time has been disallowed or something along those lines that actually sees him at rear of field. So there may have been a penalty that we've missed that have put him towards the back of the field. But yeah, because he would have been on front row right now, and that's a lot of cars, 37 cars he's got to come through, but he still has some pace to be inside the top 10.
Yeah, well, he didn't race last week, so I'm wondering if he received a penalty from Interlagos. I don't remember an incident with him, but that doesn't mean there wasn't one. So he might have a rear of grid start here today as a penalty. But as you said, the cars are slowly going around. Zach Hanlon will be starting from the pit lane. So will Marty Carroll. So again, not sure whether Marty Carroll, this is what his 3rd race now for in the Sim Racers Asia. So I'm not sure why he's starting so far back.
Yeah, unsure of that. I've got him in qualifying as in 22nd on the grid, so being 20th, he just wants to start in the pit lane, avoid all that carnage, because I think he had to drive through some of that at Interlagos, so that we actually didn't catch up. So I think he's trying to just minimise that damage, and the field will come back to him on that first lap as everyone gets conjected going through Beckett's and Maggots all the way through, coming up the hanging straight. They'll sort of all just close up, and he'll be able to gain the time that he would have lost on them.
Yeah, so our cars are we're going under the bridge here now, so the grid's certainly warming up. I like the reverse grid. Looks like Muhammad Ali Ishak has got himself a new Petronas skin for the race too, so smart looking livery that. But yeah, watch out for guys like Mick Hammond here. He was the winner of the last round that we had with a reverse grid at Sonoma, took the overall win for the day, so he's got a cluey head in his shoulders in regards to this format, so expect some good things out of him now that he's up and about.
Yeah, it'll be good to see. Should be able to get a good jump here as the pace car will lead us in, and I think we'll be getting green flag from now.
Yep, I think you're right. And Muhammad Ali Ishak will lead that field. The pace car goes in, and away. So I do like the start. It's a great start, and green flag's been dropped. Muhammad Ali Ishak straight away has put himself in a very, very commanding position. The two Green Hornet cars are side by side as they enter turn one here. Now we've got to try and get this right this week, Jake. We've got to make sure there's been no incidents.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I haven't even looked through the field now, but it looks very clean through the first part of the section, and looks like, yeah, pretty much the entire field has gotten through, so that's good for everyone. And just looking up the back, Simon Sanchez has gone wide on the first part of Beckett's, but it looks like he is alright after that. Just having another quick look through, and I think everyone has gotten through cleanly, as everyone's pretty much single file up the front.
Yep, does look that way at all, and already there's different in championships here. The battle for first and second overall between Simon Feigl and Anthony Winkleman.
Oh, car around the background.
You go.
Sorry, Brendan. Yeah, there was a BMW that got turned at the end of the straight, but Hanger Straight there. I'm unsure as to who that was. I'm trying to pick up a name of it, but he was up inside the top 10, and now he is a fair way down. It was a long way down. Lars Jeppesen it was. So Lars Jeppesen was up in P number 7 and got turned around, and now he is buried in the field. I think he'd be down. He's in 24th position, so that's a massive drop right now.
Yeah, it is the last week's winner. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure another car's gone off. Wait, this is going to hurt. Yep. So I'm just trying to see who that was. Whether Lars has been caught up. I think Cash Choi's been caught up in that, and Yazim Yali, who does seem to have more than his fair share of incidents, it has to be said. Like he does tend to get caught up a little bit. And again, Yazim Yali's race will be coming to a premature end, I would think, although he can get that quick repair. But also we're at the back here. I'm just having a look at the hard charging Zach Hanlon. He's already got a bit of damage to the front of his car as well. So as he comes into the end lap 1, now he started from pit lane, has already made some significant gains. So from very last up into 28th already. So a great start for Zach Hanlon from the back of the grid.
Yeah, great jump for them. Some of those guys just trying to make their way through, especially with some of the guys going off. But just putting ourselves back up front, it looks like it's a bit of a freight train at the moment. Everyone trying to use each other's draft down Hanger Straight, and it's still Muhammad Ali Ishak with Michael Hammond in second, with Colin Copman third, Anthony Winkleman and Nathan Groudon for Green Hornet Racing, both of them just sitting comfortably inside the top 5. And looks like Hammond can't get around Muhammad Ali Ishak down the straight. That McLaren has so much more top end speed, but Hammond's still sitting there comfortably. You'll want to get it done. Obviously not feeling well last week. You would want to look for some good points and get a good result.
Don't forget though, it is reverse grid, so not going to say they're slow, but the slower guys are up the front of the race, and that's why the race is being held in formation like it is. So there's a bit of a train led by Muhammad Ali Ishak, but this is a guy who a couple of weeks ago coulda, shoulda, probably won overall at Interlagos, made it a bad, well, it wasn't even a tactical error, it was a really rules blunder, and he wasn't able to get that win. But as the guys are on lap 2 now, as I said, the race to me already, now it's 4 rounds to go, is Simon Feigl in, where are you, in 6th position, and Anthony Winkleman in 4th. Anthony's got his wingman Nathan Groudon in between there for the Green Hornets Racing, so Simon's got to be pretty patient here. He's going to need to pick up little wins. He's going to need to pick up, well, he does, 10 points per round from here to take the championship. It starts here, it starts today.
Yeah, that's right. He needs to just try and minimise any points loss. And in this series, anything can happen. We've seen a little bit of a pit mistake from Muhammad Ali Ishak, like you were saying, or just not knowing about the rule. I didn't say he didn't know about the rules. He just left it too late and wasn't able to get his pit stop done in time. So anything like that can happen. A little bit of mistake in the pits. We've seen a couple of the ERAs have that, like Timothy Jackson also. And I think there's been a mistake, or is that a lap down car? Yes, it is for White, letting some people through already. So it's lap 2. We've already seen the lap traffic start to play a toll on everyone here. So hopefully we don't have much of that going on. But definitely looks like those top 3 are starting to split away from Anthony Winkleman, and that may be a little batter pack between the Green Hornet Racing cars, and Simon Feigl may heat up. But I know Simon, he's a very good racer. We've seen that in Interlagos. He was able to sit there comfortably behind and just sit there and run his own race and was able to get a victory out of it. So he will be he'll just be concentrating on what he needs to do and just be comfortably sitting there at the moment.
I actually think Simon's got the best racecraft out of all the races there at the moment, I've got to admit, and I think he proved that at Interlagos, and just he stays patient, and he's such an improved driver. He's only been doing iRacing for less than 12 months, it has to be remembered. So he's done a fantastic effort there. Another lap car's coming up now already, Andrew Booth. Gee, he's going to have to actually come to a complete stop there, is he?
Yep.
Now that's uncomfortable. That's he might as well go on the grass there, because he's got himself out of the way only just. But he's done what he's had to do. But wow, to be going a lap down after only 2 laps, obviously something significant has happened.
Yeah, well, just a big significant change is Colin Cotman's coming in very early. So from P3, he is coming in, going to get his service done already. So maybe he thought he was getting held up by Muhammad Ali and Michael Hammond, that he thought maybe to come in, but that puts him into traffic.
That's
so I don't
way
think that's a bit early. And he's done a great stop though. That was a very quick stop there. When we get the time, 1.1 seconds. So he's done an amazing stop once again, and he's actually
a bit of clear air
and a little bit of clean air. So not a bad decision.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No, I wouldn't recommend it. No, not at all. But not a bad choice for him. Maybe he thought that maybe his best option. But yeah, overall, he may catch some of those slower guys in that middle to back of the pack that may hurt his run.
20th position he will be in. He's got Nuno Tang, Jason Bentz, and crowd in front of him. So let's have a look at and this is the thing, Nuno Tang, his last lap of 50.5, whereas
Hammond spun from second on, running right behind Muhammad Ali Ishak, just got loose, and he's lost it, just trying to all these old corner names around club corner, and he lost it, and now he is a long way down.
And struggling even there to pull it up. So wondering if there's any problems with Mick Hammond. Not sure there is. He's probably dropped down to 14th position, 13th position, we're thinking. So he's certainly not out of the race, but really it's not the type of thing that's going to do his championship potential any favours at all. Still a long way to go. We're on lap 4, about about 11 minutes into the race, not even. So still a long way to go. Let's see if he actually takes the most. Yeah, I was actually going to say, if you're going to do it, you might as well pit now, just to get him a bit of a confidence up, have a stop, have a break, get back in, and start doing some aggressive driving to get home from there.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the best decision he could have done there after that little mistake that he had. And it's interesting to see the amount of mistakes that Hammond's been making lately. I think it was, I don't know if it was Brands Hatch. It wasn't in actually it was in the Lagos where he spun and lost a lot of positions there as well. So little incidents that are creeping into Michael Hammond. He's a very good driver. So seeing some of these little bit of mistakes just creeping into his driving, he'll be able to pick it up, but it'll definitely play on his mind for the rest of the race.
Bit of multi-skilling, I would think. He's driving a lot of cars at the moment, and whereas he used to really just concentrate on the Aston Martin, the GT1, and also dabble in the GT3s, but now you see him driving so many more cars. So it's just a matter of getting some consistency, and we know he's a good enough driver that he'll be able to do that. Also, he pretty much helps run this series on race day with Mark Lang, so that might put aside a few things too.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a good battle throughout the field. We've got a good battle between the leaders right now. Anthony Winkleman is closing up on Muhammad Ali Ishak after that little mistake. He actually lost some time coming underneath Bridge Corner there, but he's still close enough, and it's sort of bringing everyone through. That whole train from Nathan Ground and Simon Feigl to Tobias Cherney. Alex has sort of dropped off a bit. Good to see Alex Cherney up the front with his brother. But once again, Nathan Ground and Anthony Winkleman, very close to Muhammad Ali Ishak, and he may just have a look on the next time by.
I'm actually starting to think that let's just see how that early pit stop goes, because at the moment they're behind Muhammad Ali Ishak, qualified 10th, so was able to start on pole. So he's obviously not the fastest driver out there. The McLaren at Silverstone is not a great car to drive. It's a little bit nasty, but by saying that, they've pulled a gap, and there's 2 of the first 5 cars are McLaren, actually 3 out of the first 6. So let's just see, we'll use Nathan Groudon as an example. He's mid-pack there, 48.3 for Mr. Groudon, and looking back,
48.4 from
48.4. So that's going to be interesting. I'll just have a look. 20.8 seconds off of the race lead. That's going to be our best marker right there. Let's just see if he can reduce that. Because let's face it, if he gets that down to 19 seconds, he's got the race lead.
That's right, that little bit of a gain. He was only half a second behind him, so he was 21 something last time by. Now he's 20.8. He gained 3/10 on Muhammad Ali Ishak alone, besides the rest of the field behind him. But they're getting held up behind Muhammad Ali Ishak now. So I think Colin Klotman, if he's can just get a couple more decent laps in, push a little bit hard now, just try and conserve, get a little bit of a gap, then conserve it back, just run a consistent little middle part of this race, he may come out in the lead if Anthony Winkleman, Nathan Groudon can't get around Muhammad Ali Ishak, because the McLaren doesn't look like it's got the pace at the moment out the front.
No, it doesn't. And like I said, 20.8. Make sure we remember that number as we go on. Mick Cracknell, we've got a bit of a shout out to the SDC driver, car number 5, up into 9th position. Got a feeling that this is his debut race, Jake. I can't remember seeing Mick drive in this series before, so welcome to him. Certainly following in the SDC team leaders, Marty Carroll's footstep. He's up to race 3 already, so it's great to have a team such as SDC on board. So the drama continues back up the front in the meantime.
Yeah, Anthony Winkleman was trying to have a look around turn 1. He was on the outside coming out of the last corner. He wasn't able to get it done going through Cops, and he had to fall in behind through Maggots. So he's coming down Hanger Straight now, and Simon Feigl was also having a look on Nathan Groudon. So they all want to get this job done. Coming into Stowe, they're not close enough. Wonder whether they'll have a look going down into Vale, and maybe close enough, unsure. But definitely looks like Muhammad Ali Ishak is struggling. He did 49.2 seconds the last time by, and looking back to Colin Klotman, he did a 48.3. So there's 1 second that would potentially put Colin Klotman in the lead.
So right now, Cohen's got the right idea here, and I'm thinking that right now, one of these guys should pit here. And I wouldn't be surprised if Simon Feigl has a pit stop here, because they are being held up by that slower McLaren now. Muhammad Ali Ishak's driven really, really well. Very, very clean. But that McLaren is getting slower and slower. We've got Tobias Cherney and Simon Feigl hanging on to the back here, but you can see Anthony Winkleman's getting a bit antsy. Now, I wouldn't be surprised right now if one of these guys pits.
I wouldn't be surprised if 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th of Alex Cherney all come in at the same time.
Yep.
I think they're all just sort of going to be like, we need a pit, we need to get it done, and let's see who actually comes in now. None of them.
Bad mistake. Bad mistake.
Then. And looking at the time that Muhammad Ali Ishak just set a 49.1 again, so that sort of correlates everyone else throughout the field. And when Colin Klotman comes across the line, if he does just a 48.5, he's another second. He's just like, yeah, I'm just cruising down in the pack of the pack, but I am making up so much time on everyone else. So he's played the right card at the moment, and it could actually at the moment put him in a great position as he comes across the line. He did a 48.8, so not his best that time, but still an improvement nonetheless.
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you, another driver who's going great guns at the moment is Tim Jackson from 21st on the grid. He's worked his way already up into 9th. Yeah, sure, Colin Klotman is one of the cars who's pitted now. He's Cohen's 19.6 down. So, yeah, keep your eye out for that. He's already made that 1.2 second gain. I'm thinking that Simon Feigl will probably pit this lap.
Yeah, I'm thinking Simon Feigl may, or Tobias Cherney. It wouldn't surprise me if one of the Tobias brothers or both of them come in. Tobias brothers, Cherney brothers come in the next time by. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, Anthony Winkleman right up behind, maybe gave a little bit of a touch there to the back of Muhammad Ali Ishak as they come through bridge corner now. It's tight, the right-hand corner, then coming up to this blind left-hand turn 14 of Priori. Very unsettled car there, but he's getting it done. Muhammad Ali Ishak looks like the car can just pull away in certain areas where obviously the McLaren just has a little bit of a benefit, but besides that, everywhere else it looks like it's just really struggling. So let's see. And once again, yep, Simon Feigl straight in, in he comes.
I think that's a good call.
Come in. Yeah, that is a good call. He's going to get it done now, and I think a lot of the others may react to seeing Simon come in that early. Well, not early, I wouldn't really say early compared to Colin Klotman, but early in this battle just to come in, and maybe the others may follow next lap.
Well, let's just see how good his stop is compared to what Cohen's was. It's got to be a genuine stop. Go, stop. Whoa, he's long. It's a lot longer. It is a lot longer. He's going to have a clear track on exit though, but that was distinctly longer than Cohen's for sure. And yeah, Cohen's already come up to
Cohen's
the S's there. Yeah, so yeah, well, he's that was a long stop. I wonder what took that so long, whether it was a windscreen, I'm not sure, but certainly long stop. But the good thing is he's come out in clear track. He's only got Lachlan Crowe, who's putting down competitive times in front of him anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. But Cohen Klopman's last lap of 48.1, and that was a 5-second gain for Cohen over Simon there. So I'm not sure what happened in Simon's pit stop there. That was very surprising.
Yeah, that is a little bit surprising. And just having a look up front, Anthony Winkleman has gotten by Muhammad Ali Ishak, and I don't know where
Nathan Growden hasn't, because Growden's gone.
Wow,
he has binned it.
Big moment. He was trying to capitalise on Muhammad Ali Ishak and got loose around club corner again, the same spot as Hammond, wasn't able to pull it up and then just drove it into the inside fence. So that will be the end of Nathan Growden's day. He's trying to limp it back to the pits now, hopefully get that quick repair and get back out there.
But already, to be fair, that justifies Simon's early pit stop there, because he could have been caught up in that. But Winkleman won't be pitting now, no way in the world, and why should he? But that certainly justifies Simon taking that early stop, because Tobias Cherney's been very, very badly held up there, and Alex Cherney has done the right thing in his pitting. So it'll be interesting to see. So he might even come out in front of Simon after that long pit stop.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he actually does come out and gains a little bit of time on Simon. And that was a very good stop there from Alex Cherney. That was not as quick as Cohen Klopman, but he gained at least 2 seconds to 3 seconds on Simon Feigl, and he's going to come out in front by a good couple of seconds right there, and that's all he needed. So a bad stop from Simon Feigl, and it's hurting him now. So Alex Cherney's got that track position, and he will now be the next one for Simon to try and attack.
It was an unusual stop, wasn't it? And like our director said, he lost 5 seconds in that lap, or that pit lap. So that's really, really bizarre. And yeah, you just get so used to, and he's about to make a move here. You just get so used to the cars just stopping and going, and no hesitation at all. But certainly, you know, he was stuck there for quite a long while in comparison to the others, and that certainly cost him track position and overall position.
Yeah, it's going to hurt him now. He's gotten past one of the cards. I think it was Lachlan Crowe. So he's gotten past Lachlan Crowe. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was. I think it was. Oh, yes, it was. Sorry, Lachlan Crowe. I think that was a lap car getting out of the way that sort of misjudged my judgment there. But yeah, so Simon Feigl now behind Alex Cherney. So he's on his rear bumper, but overall he would have lost time to Tobias as well, because Tobias was just behind him. And overall, now that Anthony Winkleman's got clean air and he's starting to push out some solid lap times, he will also just be pulling away. Yeah, Winkleman's gone, just did a 48.1 again.
48.1, a game over there, and 48.8, and what do we? Oh, someone sounds like they had a few issues. So 48.8 for Muhammad Ali Ishak, and no time offered for Tobias Cherney. Must have had an off track. Simon was in 5th position when he came into the pits, so some dramas there. So 5th position when he came into the pits. I'd say he's probably overall made a game. I think he'll be through Muhammad Ali Ishak, but it's that long pit stop certainly going to affect him.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to affect him overall. He's going to be all over the back of Alex Cherney at the moment. I don't think he'll be able to get that job done through Beckett's. And he may have a look down Hanger Straight, but the McLaren definitely has the top end speed. But actually, looking at Anthony Winkleman compared to Colin Klopman, that line, it was 20.5 seconds. So I think actually Anthony Winkleman may have retaken his lead when he does the pit stop, but it will certainly be close between them.
Yeah, well, now that he's been released, yeah, he's certainly he'll be able to wrestle that back. But I'm just having a look. I think there might be some dramas with no, it's all good. Thought there was some dramas with the Jackson car there for a while, but just some incident may have missed. Yeah, he's going to have to get. He has actually, by the time I come back, he's already taken Alex Cherney. So now is the time for Simon. 2nd overall in the championship, it's a BMW track. Anthony Winkleman's doing a fantastic effort here. We already know that he's going to be genuinely behind Cohen Klopman in another BMW, who's now actually stuck behind Farney Lazarity, having to do a little bit of work here to get through. I think he'll get that to stick. Yes, he does. So another position gain there for Cohen Klopman. But through all of that, Simon Feigl, just see what his lap time is here. He is 24.8 seconds off of the race lead of Winkleman, who Winkleman is going faster, but Muhammad Ali is already 3.1 seconds behind.
Yeah, that's right. He's already hemorrhaging time right now as Tobias Cherney came in, and let's see where he comes out. And he's going to come out behind Cohen Klopman, so he's lost time as well. And I think he's just going to come out in front of Simon Feigl. So overall, he's still gained that position on Simon. So it just goes to show how long of a stop Simon was.
Yeah, it's really bizarre, isn't it? And unfortunately for Tobias, he's come out behind Dick Lee, and I would think that Dick is not the best driver to make your way past. He tends to fight to the death, Dick, even in circumstances which don't need to be fought. So Tobias has been able to get through successfully there, but this is hurting Simon Feigl at the moment. The fact that he's got Dick Lee, Farney Lazarity, and now Tobias Cherney in front of him. Yeah, if he had that clean stop, he would already be through these guys.
Yeah, if he had the clean stop, he would be, but that's something that he can't have now. And I think Timothy Jackson also pitted the last time by, but Anthony Winkleman's still pulling out an amazing gap at the moment over Muhammad Ali. Paul Lonigan just sitting comfortably in third at the moment, just sort of sitting there for a Green Hornet Racing as well. He'll be wanting to look for some solid points for the team championship. Tobias Cherney obviously not in P number 4. Michael Cracknell is now up into P number 4, first time in this car or in this series. I don't know whether it's the first time in the car,
both,
but
to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably both. Yeah, for Michael Cracknell to be up in P number 4 at the moment, that's a good drive. And then by Brian Borg, who was in P number 5, just coming in the pits now.
Mick Hammond doesn't sound overly happy there over the loudspeaker as well, just seeing what dramas that Mick might have had. We've lost Zach Hannon. I think he's lost. I think Zach Hannon's actually popped the motor there. So trying to see what's happened to Mick.
He had contact with Lars Jeppesen. Jeppesen went down the inside, going into the final section of the old circuit. So turn going. And he forced him wide a little bit. Lars was still down the inside. A little bit of a forceful move there from Lars, but just made Hammond a bit upset.
Well, he's certainly in recovery mode, isn't he, Lars Jeppesen, winner of last week, we must remember, but had a disappointing lap number 1. So I'm not sure whether Lars has pitted yet. I'm going to have a look to see. Yeah, pitted very, very early, which is the right thing to do. So interestingly, that Lars has made significant gains here. We know the car in front, Tim Jackson, has also pitted, so these guys can race hard to the end. Both guys are genuinely fast. At the moment, 16th and 17th. Don't let that fool you, because they will be gaining as the race goes on.
Yeah, that's right. And Lars definitely made up a lot of ground after his early spin. He was in 24th by the end of lap 1, and he is now into P number 16, which is obviously not where he want to be comparing to where he started in P number 8, but having done his pit stop, he may jump a couple of people when they come in and get their pit stop done, but maybe in the top 10, but he's still got a lot of pace in that car, in that BMW, so he may be able to get around a couple of people, but Jackson's not going to let him through easy.
No, he's not, and out in the front, Anthony Winkleman is completely dominating this race now, 4.6 seconds ahead of second place Muhammad Ali Ishak, so the Green Hornet car is up and away, there's no doubt about that. And already, like I said, 4.6, 6.7 back to third, 12.8, 17.6. I'm just trying to look out. He's actually now 23 seconds ahead of Cohen Klopman. So he has really, really extended out there. So that's an awesome drive so far by Anthony Winkleman. It's a type of drive that sets up the rest of the championship.
Yeah, he's definitely putting on a championship winning performance right now. That's what he needed to do. He got it done. He sat behind Muhammad Ali Ishak after Michael Hammond made his mistake. But once he got past, he knew what he had to do, put down some fast lap times, and that's what he's done. And he'll overall will take that lead away from Colin Klopman when the pit stops are done, as we have around 20 minutes to go left on the clock. So still a little bit of time left in this race, about 11 laps to go, and we'll see what happens when Anthony comes in. He should comfortably come in out in front of Colin Klopman, which should just set him up for the rest of the race.
And we just got word from our good friend Adam Zartanga, who's, I'll tell you what, for the Australian iRacing community, keep an eye out for that boy, because he has improved massively over the last month and will continue to improve. But thank you to Adam. That Zach had a crash at turn 1 and got the wheel on the grass under brakes, and that would end that day every day of the week. So it was a drama-filled race for Zach, to be honest with you. He actually seemed to fight back pretty well, but that drama on the disconnect started him from last, worked its way through, but ultimately his day is done.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Zach going to turn 1 into Cops. That's the last place you want to have a tyre go off on the grass, because at that high speed you're not going to regather that, and that would have been off at a fast tyre rate of speed, would have damaged the car considerably, and that would have ended his one. But just looking back here, we got Colin Klopman in 7th now, 22.6 seconds back from Anthony Winkelman, so actually gained 4/10 last time by.
Yeah.
Tobias Cherney and Simon Feigl are coming in, and they're coming fast, so it could be a 3-horse race, and that would then drop them away from Anthony Winkelman. But don't count them out in closing on Anthony Winkelman's potential gap at the moment that he has before his pit stop, because they are closing in considerably last time by with 4/10.
Well, anything could happen in Winkelman's pit, don't forget. There could be some dramas. Looking forward afterwards to see what happened to Simon, why that stop took so long, but we'll find that out later on. But in the meantime, both Simon and Tobias are making grounds on Colin Klopman here, so catching's one thing, passing's another. We know Cohen has Niranjan Kumar and Chandra Yong in front of him. Neither have hit the pits just yet, so that will be a gain for them if and when they pit, no doubt. But I wouldn't like to think that they would like to be caught up, because there'll be no blue flag, so Chandra Yong and Niranjan won't need to give way, and hopefully, if Cohen gets stuck up a little bit, held up by them, and then Tobias and Simon will make that race just that much closer.
Yeah, they'll make that race a lot closer between the three of them. And just having a look now is, there we go, a bit of a better time there from Anthony Winkelman, a 48.431 for the BMW out in front. So that'll just sort of keep that gap to where he wanted to push that out a little bit compared to Colin Klopman. But having a look through the field, there is still a great battle going on between Timothy Jackson and Lars Jeppesen. They are having a massive battle right now, and Michael Hammond's wanting to get amongst this again. He lost some time to Lars after a little bit of contact, so he'll have the red eyes on that red mist, and he'll be wanting to maybe get Lars, try and just push him out a little bit and get it back. But that battle for P15, 16 and 17 is really starting to heat up as one of the cars comes out of the pits completing their pit stop, which was Michael Cracknell.
And he was from 4th position. I was actually just watching his entire pit stop. His pit stop time, stationary, was about exactly the same as Simon. So whether there's something they haven't checked or something, because that extra time right there with Mick, who's done an outstanding debut race. But if he wasn't stationary for so long, and let's face it, there's only 1, 2, 3 seconds, but it adds up, doesn't it? And you put yourself 2 or 3 seconds down the track there, well then you're probably in front of Tim Jackson. So not going to be critical of Mick at all. It's his very, very first race, and it's an unusual format where you've literally got to turn everything off, stop, then go. Probably might not be used to that.
Yeah, well, I don't even think he uses a pit limiter from memory, so that may have actually cost him a little bit of time also in that stop. I don't know how that may have affected him overall, but it may have. Don't know. But this little battle in front of them, he would have been amongst it or in front of it, and he wouldn't have to try and work his way through. But I think that will come to him, as Jackson was a little bit wide there coming through Abbey Corner, and behind him you've got Lars Jeppesen is all over the back, and I think Hammond is charging hard after that little mistake that he had early on, but Lars just can't find a way past Timothy as he tries to go down the inside into Brooklands. He wasn't able to get it done. The door was shut hard, and coming around Luffield, looks like Hammond's trying to stick his nose on the inside. They got a lap car on the outside. They got to watch that as Lars takes evasive action. Woodcote now, I don't think Hammond's actually very close through Woodcote. He may have a look going down to the cops, and he is. He's going to stick his nose down the inside. Oh, he thought about it. He really did think about sticking that nose down the inside and giving him a little bump, but I think he just needs to settle down. He may have given him a little bump before, but he doesn't need to try to turn him around, and it could hinder his race afterwards with a points penalty.
No, but he hasn't hindered him. He hasn't turned him around. He's putting massive pressure on Lars Jeppesen. Lars Jeppesen's got a black stripe on his helmet for a reason, because he's a very, very solid, accomplished driver. But at the moment, the pressure's all coming from behind with Mick Hammond, who's got the old red mist. There's a bit of red on that mad cow. That sort of bull's a cow, but he's got the red mist up for sure.
Yeah, he's wanting to get that job done, and he's not going to get it done. As Lars has a great look going down into Vale. He wasn't able to get it done coming around Club now. Turns 9 and 10, and Hammond is close once again. They may have a look going into Abbey. I don't know whether Hammond may just throw it down the inside as well, so Lars may not be close enough, but Jackson's driving a very defensive race down here in B14. There's still the position to be made that they will gain, but looks like that BMW is so much nicer through the corners. It's just able to grip up and get that downforce that it has. It's just able to handle so much better through this tight, twisty sections, but it just doesn't have that top end speed. So definitely down the Hangar Straight is where he's going to get it done. But wow,
that's his favourite spot.
Look, he looks like he wants to get Brooklands done, like you're saying. Yeah, definitely his favourite spot. He may have a look there again coming through Luffield, but yeah, I think Lars is going to get this.
That's a mistake by Jack.
It was a little mistake. He got on the AstroTurf, and he's going to try and have a look around the outside. This is awesome racing here. I think Lars around the outside at Cops. Can he get this done?
Watch for Hammond to cash in. Watch for Hammond to cash in here. This is some great racing we've got here. That BMW is the faster of the three cars. We've got no doubt about that. Jackson's the slower of the three cars. I'm pretty sure about that. But at the moment, this train is actually now being joined by Mick Cracknell as well. So it's just getting bigger. There's three Mercs picking on one little BMW. But that BMW, once it's out, once it's free, it'll be away. So whilst you've got it trapped there, make the most of it.
Yep, and that's exactly what Hammond's trying to do. And I just had a look on the relative times between Colin Klopman, Tobias Jennings, and Solomon Feigl. That battle is closing up, but we'll have a look at that later when it closes up and we start to see some action there. But this action right now is on for young and old between Lars Jeppesen, Timothy Jackson, Michael Hammond, and like you're saying, Brenton, Michael Cracknell is starting to want to get in amongst this. He's done his pit stop already, and he'll be wanting to make up that 3-second loss that he had in the pit stop. And he will be able to try and get it done. But I think Michael Hammond needs to get past that BMW sooner rather than later, because if he does get around Jackson, he's going to be gone. But Jacko runs wide again. Here we go, coming down into bridge. Too wide under bridge. It's a tight corner there. He's going to have the inside coming through turn 14 here. I think Jackson's going to hold the line. He's done a good job. But this
good luck hanging into here, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Lars Jeppesen's going to be the inside coming into Luffield, but he's done a good job there, Jackson. He was able to get it done through Brooklands and was able to hold him off, and now that's pushed him a little bit back to Michael Hammond. And Hammond wasn't letting off that rear bumper anytime soon.
Tell you what, if the kids and the missus were going to sleep right now, I'd be screaming. This is awesome driving right now by four of the very best iRacing drivers that Australia has to offer, and it's been fantastically clean. Lars Jeppesen must be pulling his hair out, because he has got the fastest car there. I got no doubt about that. But that little episode he had at the start has put him back into this pack. Mick Cracknell, he shouldn't be there either. As Mick Hammond just gives him that little tap, but after Cracker's pit, like, he's put himself back into the mix here. He should be up and away as well. But the racing continues on lap 19.
Yeah, the racing continues, and we've only got around 11 minutes left, so not many laps to go. As Lars having a look, going into Stowe. That's a daring move down there. He's going to try and hold it down the inside. Good positioning from Jackson. He still gave him some room, and he's going to have the inside coming into Bales. No. Wow,
that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt.
Left. Wow, they've got in. Look at
Hammond.
Hammond straight through. Hammond has managed to benefit from both of them and is gone. So Hammond and Michael Cracknell is alongside Lars Jepperson. I think he's going to get it done as well. Wow, what a chain of events. And look at this, Hammond is gone already.
Okay, watch Jefferson. Very, very experienced. We've got, who's that? Is that Brian Ball with us as well? Yes,
Yeah,
it is. So Brian Ball's come on board as well, and he's going to give himself a bit of a run here. I think has Jefferson got a bit of damage to the front there? Maybe he has. Look, I think Yars will say himself that was probably his mistake, diving in too deep, locked the rears, clipped the side of the Jackson car. Mick Hammond's not going to complain a hell of a lot. That's gained him 2 positions. Mick Cranknell's not going to complain. That's gained him position and put him all over the back of the ERA car in front.
Yeah, that's right. He's in a good position now, Michael Cracknell, to benefit from, especially with that BMW being a little bit behind. But Tobias Cherney on that battle is closing up the top, those 3 positions that were provisionally P1, 2 and 3, but Anthony Winkleman I think will definitely take P1 when he does his pit stops closing up. But this battle has sort of died down a little bit. Hammond has got a lot of ground. He's made up at least a second on Timothy Jackson just from that little incident going into turn 8 Vale, and look at that, he's able to skip away now, and it's just hurting the rest of this pack, especially with that time that they've lost.
There's a battle here is with 4th, 5th and 6th Cohen Klockman, Tobias Cherney, and now Simon Feigl with him. This battle will be a lot calmer than the battle we just saw. These 3 guys are a lot more patient, a lot more, I'm not going to say professional because they're not, but they are a lot more exact. That's probably the word. But the passing, if the opportunity is there, they will take it. The racing will be super clean, as it was before. Yars made that little mistake. It's not the type of thing Yars normally does, so no one's going to point any fingers there. But just keep an eye out here, because this is championship. There's what's the word I'm looking for, Jake, quickly? There's benefits here. That's not the word I'm looking for. Implications. There are championship implications right here, because you've got Tobias Cherney 3rd overall, just a few points behind Simon Feigl 2nd overall, and at the moment the position's the other way around. Yeah,
that's right, and looks like this is going to really heat up, like you're saying. They've definitely got some clean races amongst this entire field throughout a little bits here and there. So I think Tobias is going to be... he's very experienced, especially in that McLaren. I don't know whether he's driven much else in the way of his GT3 experience, but he's definitely got some experience. Looks like the car, though, is struggling right there through Beckett's, and it looks like coming down Hanger Straight, he's going to have the Mercedes of Simon Feigl all over the back of him. He may be able to have a look going down into Stowe. We've seen this done from Lars. He's going to... Oh, he thought about it, but look at the time they've actually gained on Colin Kloppman under brakes, so they were both really late on the brakes, and they are pushing hard. Tobias on the inside, going to defensive line going down into Vale. Simon wasn't able to get the job done around the outside, it just stayed in behind him, but the amount of time they gained on the brakes on Colin Kloppman, that was significant there.
I'm really surprised that Cohen hasn't been able to drive away from these 2. It's significantly favoured towards the BMW this track. Yet he's got the McLaren, who's just, it's horrible around here, and the Mercedes, who I still think would even be slower than the Audi generally around here, are hanging on to Cohen quite well. So the strategy that Cohen did by that early stop, at first we thought, man, it might not work. It has worked. It's put him in front of these. So I can tell you, Simon's got some massive distractions at the moment, as I can hear, because his young daughter is absolutely screaming in his ear. So I'm sure that that's a distraction that no doubt, and as Simon does, he feeds Bubs with one hand and drives with the other, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing that right now.
Somehow he's doing it, and he's still holding on the back of Tobias. He may have lost a little bit of time, but he's still there. Anthony Winkleman still stays out. We have about 6 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, so 4 laps here or thereabouts remaining, so they'll want to be getting their pit stop done, especially Muhammad Ali. Ishak, he won't be wanting to miss out on that anytime soon and get another penalty. But just while that battle is sort of spreading out, I'm going back to this battle between Timothy Jackson and Lars Jepperson. Lars got around Michael Cracknell the last time by. So Lars has caught Timothy Jackson again, and I think it'll be on once again, but they've sort of lost the touch of Michael Hammond, who started to skip away.
Yeah, well, Mick Hammond's done an awesome job, hasn't he? And we said that I did believe that Jacko was probably the slower out of the three. Well, now it's four, and Hammond was certainly the second quickest behind Lars. But Lars with that little drive error got himself stuck up there behind both cars. Hammond getting through, even got himself behind Mick Crack. Now, Brian Borg, though, we haven't said anything about Brian at all. Probably shouldn't be surprised. He did start 12th on the grid, and if anything, he's actually dropped a couple of positions. But I got to admit, he's surprised me. He's got himself in that 14th position. I don't remember seeing him as high as he is right now. So, a bit of a shout out there for Brian Borg. Also, Jason Bentz, who started 37th on the grid, has worked his way up to 15th. I don't think Farney Luzrity. We have to keep an eye out for Farney in the car 82. I'm not sure whether Farney's pitted or not. I'll just have a look at his laps. No, Farney hasn't pitted. So
neither has Machinowski.
And neither has Machinowski. So positions there will be gained.
Yeah, that's right. Those two should be able to gain positions. But yeah, Jason Penn's good drive from the back. He should have started up on P1 so after started qualifying in 10th. So unsure, as we still don't know whether there was a penalty handed out there. But Ben should have been on the front row. So he would have been a lot higher in position-wise. But he's still driven an awesome race from P37 on the grid. But Jackson and Jepperson, they're closing up, and they're actually, I think they gained time on Michael Hammond. They did too, yep. So here we go. It could start to be another 4-horse race right now.
We have to look at the overall for the this race as well. In the grid positions where Winkelmann started just that one position behind Simon Feigl, so probably not a massive change there for the championship. And we're going with Cohen here. And the battle is just raging on with Cohen Klopman, Tobias Cheney and Simon Feigl. Lap 23, not sure, I don't have that time on me as to how long's left, but we must be winding down. I think there must be only, 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, we've got about 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go, but I just seen on the images around Stowe, Tobias Cheney was trying to go around the outside and he had the inside for Vale, wasn't able to get it done on Colin Klopman, but it looks like they have the upper hand at the moment. We'll see whether the leaders still stayed out, so they haven't pitted yet.
Spinner in front of them.
As I just say, that leader is in the pits as there is a spinner in front of them. I think that was a lap car, unsure who that was, but Anthony Winkelmann is in. Let's see how good of a stop that was, and it was a brilliant stop.
Paul Lonergan is in as well, so this will be interesting. So, be a quick stop here. Yeah, really, really quick. Significantly quicker, and that's going to make him gains. Now, we have to remember there's a teams championship up for grabs as well, and Green Hornets Racing are in a very, very strong position tonight.
Yeah, especially with Anthony Winkelmann. He's done his pit stop. He has come out a good 9.7 seconds. Actually, no, sorry, 6.2 seconds. Sorry, I had a little bit of a timing issue there, but he's 6.2 seconds in front of Colin Klopman, according to me.
Losing it. Well, let's just see how much Muhammad Ali Ishak's gone to school as well. We saw what he did at Interlagos. He took the checkered flag, but was obviously DSQ'd for what he did. 2 minutes to go. He has to pit this lap. Quite simply, Muhammad Ali Ishak has to take the pit this lap. Otherwise, he will find himself in exactly the same position as he did at Interlagos. And if he does that, well, you'd have to think it's pretty much deliberate, and we don't want to be seeing that from Muhammad Ali Ishak.
Yeah, that's right. He has to come in this time by, otherwise he will, get another penalty. Yep. And it's not something you like to see people doing, especially in the series. Everyone else knows the rules in the sense that they all come in and do their pit stop and get the job done. So at the moment, he is actually the only person who hasn't stopped, and he comes in. So he's done his homework, got it done, and we'll see where he comes out. He may actually come out in that battle between Hammond and all them. Wouldn't be surprised. But so Anthony Winkelmann takes the lead, maybe a little bit behind them, but so Muhammad Ali Ishak is in the pits. Anthony Winkelmann, we take his lead back with Cohen Klopman and Tobias Cherny. They've actually dropped off Simon Feigl at the moment as Cohen Klopman was on the grass coming into Cops. Tobias had a look, wasn't able to get it done. He may have a look going down into Maggots down here. I don't know whether it will be close enough to get it done. He won't be, so he's there though. He will definitely maybe have a look through Hanger Straight and down into Stowe with that McLaren top end speed over the BMW.
So not sure what happened to Simon there, but his second, he dropped a second of 49.8, and he's already finding his way back onto the tail there. The white flag, I haven't seen or heard of it yet, so maybe might still get another lap out of this yet, which will be fantastic. 30 seconds to go. Tobias Cherny's having a decent look here.
Wow.
What a move.
He got that done. He was locked the rears under brakes.
This isn't over.
Stove.
This isn't over.
Oh, going around the outside.
Watch out for Simon Feigl. We know what he can do on the last lap. He can give Cohen a bit of a shot. That's what he can do. And we've lost Lars Jeppesen as well. So obviously drama's there for Lars that we haven't seen. White flag is out. So this is coming up to the finish.
That's why it was on.
So Tobias Cherny has really cashed in his chips here and got himself up into second place on that last lap. That's going to be overall in the championship. That's going to be significant. But we'll better get on board for what has been a fantastic job for Anthony Winkelman.
Yeah, an amazing drive from Anthony Winkelman coming around the final corner here, and he will take out round number 8 of the championship here at Silverstone for Sim Racers Asia. So good drive from Anthony Winkelman once again. As soon as he got that gap done, he was on. But Tobias Cherny, wow, that move going into Stowe, wow, that was awesome.
Yeah, well, second for Tobias Cherny, Cohen Klopman in third, Simon Feigl in fourth. Puts it in the wall. I don't think Simon's real happy there, unfortunately, and can understand that to a point. Muhammad Ali Ishak in fifth. Paul Lonigan, I'm not sure, did he come in that position or not?
Yeah.
Great drive by Mick Hammond, and we did lose Lars Jeppesen late.
Yeah, Paul Lonigan came in that position, so he's done a good job there to come from 10th on the grid to finish in P6. So the Green Hornet racing cars definitely had a good car underneath them for the end, and that will be a little bit menacing for that team championship.
Well, it will, and we've still got cars coming over the line. A little battle here between Yazin Yali and also Martin Houston for 23rd and 24th position, and that, to be fair, looks like it will remain fairly static as they exit the last turn there. So the Archipelago racing car there of Yazim Yali will take that 23rd position. Probably be disappointed with that. Started 24th, got 23rd, but a mistake made, probably about a third of the way through the race certainly affected that. Andrew Booth, Simone Jorge Sanchez. Also, I think that will be about it, Jake.
Yeah, I think that will be it. So I'll run through the results here from round 8 of Silverstone for Sim Racers Asia. So Anthony Winkelman once again taking out an amazing P1 here today. Tobias Cherny in second with Cohen Klopman rounding out the podium. Simon Feigl once again struggling at the end of the race. He still had the pace coming in fourth, so still good points championship there, but lost out to Winkelman, who got the win. Muhammad Ali Ishak in fifth from Paul Lonigan, sixth. Alex Cherny, seventh. Michael Hammond, a good comeback to finish in eighth. Timothy Jackson in P number 9 from 21st on the grid, good drive. And Michael Cracknell from first race, finishing in 10th. That's a good drive, with Bentz from 37th to finish 11th. Borg finishing in 12th. Sandra Yong in P number 13th, Niranjan Kumar in 14th, Machinovsky 15th, Fanik Lazardi in 16th, Lachlan Crowe 17th, Dick A. Lee 18th, Marty Carroll in 19th, and Brody Maris rounding out the top 20 with the rest of the field on your screen.
Now, after your call last week of Martin Silvasi, I got to admit, I was looking differently to you last week. Well, this week we're going to nominate our driver of the day each separate. So, who would be your driver of the day today?
My driver of the day, after obviously something's happened between that we don't know, but I have to give it to Jason Benz, 37th to 11th. Man. Obviously had the pace and deserves that the driver of the day for that amazing drive from all the way down there. Should have been up front, so could have been battling for the win, but to push himself into 11th, that's a great drive.
Yeah, you're all over it. I will agree with you 100% this week. That would certainly be my vote for driver of the day. So congratulations to the Car 100, the Laser Sports car there of Jason Bentz. We've already got some drivers coming in. We're going to make it real quick smart tonight because the F1 GP is on very shortly. Our producer wants to go there. Tobias Cherney, you've got 30 seconds to tell us all about your race coming second. Fantastic last race lap there. Tell us about it in 30 seconds.
Yeah, hello guys. At the beginning I tried to stay a bit behind the other guys, saving tires and so on. Then they one by one dropped off. I got close up to the front, but then Anthony got past Muhammad there, and he started running away, but I couldn't get past Muhammad. Got a slowdown, had to get into the pits, and then I was behind Goon, and it was very difficult with the ping, judging where the line is into the S's. And yeah, I'm happy that he made the mistake not to defend the very inside line in the last lap at the end of the hangar straight, and so I went through.
Very well done, Tobias. So, mate,
Thanks.
you talk as fast as you drive there, mate. Congratulations to you. Mate, that puts you in a strong position in the championship now. I think you'll be knocking on the door with second place Simon Feigl coming fourth tonight. Mate, Anthony Wickham seems to be up and away, but how was that car tonight? Your last lap you were still well and truly up and alive, but did the McLaren struggle a bit?
So in quali it was great, basically. So I was 2 tenths faster than P2. In the race, it was good. Before the race in the practice, I did a few laps with full tank and was able to do 47 mid times. But yeah, with the traffic and with the ping, that was the main difficulty here. So I struggled to stay close enough at the end of the S's to really get a run on the hangar straight. And in the beginning, I just cruised behind these guys and see what they do.
And anyone quickly that you want to thank at all?
I want to thank Mark for running this league. It's always great. Want to thank Alex that I was able to convince him to take part here, and he got a great 7th place here. He was a bit struggling with his pedals, so yeah. And thanks for you guys for setting up this awesome broadcast.
Yeah, good on you, Tobias Cherney there. Second place after a great last lap battle there, and got a pass there. We've got our winner of the race tonight, and certainly goes a long way towards winning the championship. Anthony Winkelman. Anthony, great job tonight, mate. Very, very convincing. Once you got yourself past Muhammad Ali Ishak, it looked fairly easy.
Yeah, cheers, Brenton. Great race tonight, man. It was always going to be a bit tricky doing with the reverse grid, and I thought Cohen had a pretty decent strategy pitting early because I got stuck behind Muhammad for quite a while, and being in the Mac it's really hard to pass. But yeah, once I got through, and I had a lot of clean air, so I could just bang out laps, and the lap traffic was pretty good once I got up to him, which was good.
Yeah, well, Cohen did make some significant gains by pitting early, and I've got to admit, at the time we thought, probably a bit of a mistake being stuck in traffic, but he made early gains, and I think overall, Jake, if I tell me if I'm wrong, but made 2 seconds on that battling pack as you guys were stuck behind Muhammad Ali Ishak. But as soon as you were released, you were up and away, and then Simon had pit stop issues where he stopped for a long time, and I think the other McLaren, I'm not sure who it was. Oh no, Mick Cracknell. He was stopped there for ages too, so they'll have to have a think about that. But towards the championship for yourself and the team, it's a fantastic result.
Yeah, it was a shame. Nathan crashed out earlier and just had a bit of bad luck run his way, but Paul had a great result, and we've done a bit of work here this week and got a reasonably strong car, so we knew if we bring it home we'd end up with a decent position. And not too sure what happened to Lars, but pretty glad to see a disconnection from him.
Yeah, he got caught up on lap 1, mate. We're going to keep it short. The F1s will be on shortly on our Race Spot TV over there with Will Vincent and the crew. Mate, is there anyone you want to thank at all?
Just the usual, mate. I've got HPP Simulation, Green Hornet Racing, Paul Nato and Mark Lang again for the season, and you guys.
Yeah, well, good job, Anthony, and mate, it's certainly on towards the rest of the championship. Looking forward to what that can bring. My producer says that we can do one more interview. We will do Cohen very, very quickly. Cohen Klopman, third position tonight, mate. Good job, mate. Last lap dramas, but the early strategy of pitting early, I think it worked. I think it worked a treat for you.
Well, didn't work out exactly as I have planned because some guys who were in lower positions, I can't call them backmarkers, but they didn't give way. It's of course their right to stay in their positions, but yeah, and sorry for the rain you're hearing. I think.
Yeah, that is a bit of an unusual noise, no doubt at all. But mate, the race overall, third position, fifth on the grid, so you were fifth fastest. Mate, I think you should be happy with that result.
Yes, I am. Anthony was faster than me, so was Tobias, so I think I did well.
Yeah, and so do we, mate. Like I said, we're going to keep this really short tonight. Is there anyone you want to thank at all?
I want to thank you guys for providing the broadcast. Really fun to watch.
And no doubt to our host, Mark Lang, for Sim Races Asia. And again, we say good job to Cohen for third place tonight. Sorry to keep it so short tonight there, mate. But yeah, third place for him. Next week, remind me, is it Motorsport?
Yes.
Lovely track, great track. Looking forward to that already. Will I be here? Oh, next week BES Pro Series here at Silverstone, so that'll be a tight schedule there as well. But wow, an exciting race. Really, really exciting race. There's some really, really good driving there in the middle. So looking forward to what they can bring next week.
Yeah, Motorsport will want that. A lot of bumps and rises over that track will produce some close racing as well. It's always one of those tracks that will do it, but I think it will be an awesome race to watch. And hopefully next week we can have another clean race and the good battles up front once again.
Yep, so that will be around 10 of the Sim Races Asia. Looking forward to that, round 9 as well, because this is round 8. I lost a finger back in the wall. Looking forward to round 9 of Sim Races Asia, and we'll keep it quick. My name's Brenton O'Brien on behalf of Jake Blackhall, commentator, and in the director's room, getting better and better every week, Scotty Newton for Apex Racing TV, where we do look forward to seeing you next week at Motorsports.